Well, the Royal Challengers Bengaluru crushed Punjab Kings away for 101 on a surface that had seam and bounce. Their bowlers did the good job of taking wickets up front. Hazelwood on fire, and then Phil Salt broke the back of the Punjab Kings bowlers and chased it quite comfortably in less than half of the overs remaining. So, Maitreya, welcome to the Legends and Lads Cricket Podcast. Well, this episode doesn't feature any legends. It's only lads, and we are recording it right after the match. And I think this is a very raw. It doesn't have any script. This is only the second time we are doing it without any script. So I think it is going to be really raw emotions. And personally, for me, because I'm a huge RCB fan, so Maitreya, how does it feel to see RCB in a final after 9 years? I'm sure like in 2016 when we were all maybe going to fourth standard or fifth standard, that was the time when RCB last time qualified for the finals, and I was not an RCB fan at that time. I had keen interest in watching cricket, but I never had a favorite team. So, like it was something like every match I had a used to favor one team. I never favored any team for their entire season, so I was not an RCB fan. And I remember the finals, I didn't support Royal Challengers Bengaluru. I supported the Sunrisers Hyderabad, and I remember my father was supporting RCB. And when RCB lost, I was making faces at him. I was jumping in joy, and I could see he had almost some tears in his eyes. And from the year 2017 was when I became a loyal RCB fan. I had a soft corner for this team, but for me, I started supporting this team properly from 2017, and seeing RCB qualify for the finals after so long, after 9 years, is such a huge thing for me. But for you, I'm sure, being a cricket fan, you're happy seeing RCB getting qualified to the finals. You get yourself into the critic mode or the jubilant mode, whatever it is. How does it feel to see RCB into the playoffs? Kohli getting in, Kohli getting his team into the playoffs, and lot of bunch of players waiting to get their first title. So yeah, Maitreya.
Yeah, so normally, if you would have asked me, at the start of the season, if RCB is going to the finals, I would have said no, because if you look at the squad right there, it doesn't look like they're going to win the IPL straight away. But what clicked for RCB as a team, I guess, is they have performed as a unit. Because if you see the opening, solid, because Phil Salt and Virat Kohli, solid partnerships they have been getting throughout the season, and then they have equally good people in the middle order, and the bowlers are also performing. And if you draw parallel to the 2016 RCB and this RCB, the 2016 RCB had, that was like the unstoppable team, like what Mumbai people are saying Mumbai is right now. 2016 RCB was at that level, and Mumbai, midway of the season, they got that momentum. But 2016 RCB, like throughout, Gale, ABD, Virat Kohli, that form, the amount of runs they have been hitting. So that was prime RCB. But now, if you see the RCB, it is filled with the players. You may not call them like big shots, but each one performed when it mattered. And I think in a team sport, I think that's what matters. So, as you know, I'm a CSK fan, that. So seeing RCB into the final will actually, give me mixed emotions. But once you see the way they have been playing, that each one of them actually deserves to be in the finals, because they have played as a unit. They have been bowling well, batting well, and each one, different matches, different match winner was there for RCB. So actually, this time, if you see, I feel RCB really deserve this final, and hope nothing happens in the finals for them, and it goes their way. For all the work they have done, they deserve it. This time actually.
Yeah, just correct your statement. Nothing happens when we don't win the title. Nothing bad happens to us. Pray that way. And I don't want to jinx it. I just want to be very positive about this time. And I mean, after seeing the win, I mean, we are recording this episode right after the win. It is just 15 minutes since the match concluded. And I've been seeing stories of all our friends putting on the social media. All are excited. My seniors, there were a lot of critics when I was in the hostels. Whenever RCB match would be there that day, they would call me and corner me and ask, a side, short kind of a banter we would have amongst ourselves, and a lot of laughter as well. So now I'm seeing them putting stories, so it is really amazing what this team has done. And also, if you observe each match that RCB have won, there was a very different player of the match. So I think if we have won 11, 12 games, I think 12 match winners were there. And that is as Arsha Bogli highlighted it in the last match, that this is the turnaround or the point that changed the fortunes of RCB this year. And also, you talked about AB de Villiers. He has mentioned, is put on an Instagram video saying that he would come to the stadium to see RCB play in the finals. So it would be wonderful for him to come. He has not won the trophy as a player, but it would be wonderful to see Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers lifting the trophy. I want to manifest this. I want this moment to come, and it's not so far away. It is June 3rd, and I'm sure all of us are going to get glued to the television. And I mean, there are so many things going on in my mind that I'm just stammering out. I do not know what to talk and what to filter out. But anyways, let's go and dive deep into the match that happened. If I were asked to do a match review of it, yes, Royal Challengers Bengaluru won by 8 wickets, and I actually switched on the match. I mean, a little late, and I was seeing already 3 wickets down, and I was thinking, okay, maybe if Punjab Kings get to 150, then it will be an easy chase for us. But then seeing wickets fall one after the other, thanks to Hazelwood, thanks to Yash Dahal, thanks to Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and a huge thanks to Suyant Sharma, the way he has bowled. For me, whenever I see Suyash Sharma coming to bowl, and I am scared of him because he's got hit for a lot of runs. Yes, he takes wickets, but I somehow have this fear when he comes to ball. His economy rates are not so good this IPL, I presume. And then he getting those 3 wickets. The danger man Marcus Stoinis was looking dangerous, and he got him bowled. Then he got Shashank Singh bowled. He got Mushir Khan out, duck on a debut. He was an impact player, and things just fell in place for RCB, and Punjab Kings had no answers. And if Punjab Kings were in a similar situation this season, they got bundled out for 111, and they defended it against Kolkata Knight Riders. And if you remember, they bundled out RCB, not bundled out, I think we were 9 wickets in a rain washed out. I mean, the match did have a result, but the overs were reduced, so they got 9 wickets for RCB. I mean, they took out 9 wickets against RCB in one of in the first game that they faced off with each other. So their bowling attack is a formidable one, but they didn't have Yuzvendra Chahal, they didn't have Anson, and they use of the impact player substitute as Mushir Khan, so they didn't have an extra bowler. That meant Marcus Stoinis would have to bowl his full quota, and then we saw uh, I'm forgetting his name, but we saw a beautiful over from uh,
Ali Jameson.
yeah, Jamieson. Yeah, forgive me. He took the wicket of Virat Kohli as well, and he bowled really good. Good outswingers, but in the next over he got hit for 464. So yeah, you can just imagine. I'm running out of my emotions. I'm running out of words, and yeah, Maitreya, I do not know what you have to talk about. I've just given you a match summary. So yeah, I think we can start with RCB's bowling today. How was it? And I also want to mention that Hazelwood makes a lot of difference to this bowling lineup. If Hazelwood, I mean, last match Hazelwood wasn't there, and we saw how RCB bowlers got thrashed. The same thing happened last match when Hazelwood was absent from the team, and when he returns, things are just in place. This bowling lineup is really good one because there is someone like Hazelwood. So, and he is just coming out from an injury, and he's doing well. And after this, he has a WTC final as well. But is come to the franchise. While you see many Australians on national duties, he has come back and is providing his services to the franchise. And he is really a backbone to this RCB bowling lineup. And I think Bhuvi and Dayal and others have actually helped them in this match. So yeah, talk about RCB's bowling lineup today. How well did they bowl today?
Yeah, so if you see the RCB bowling lineup, they have Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Hazelwood and Yash Dayal. So these three bowlers, if you see their economy rates, they're like 6.5, 6.3, 8.5. So the economy rates doesn't matter, but the amount of wickets they took, in the power play especially. So if you have compared with the Punjab bowlers could get only one wicket in the power play, and the seam, if you could use the conditions well, because the if you see the Punjab Kings batsmen, they were, Priyan Sharia 140 is his strike rate, Prep Simram 150, 180 is his strike rate. So if you see the mode in which they were going, they were attacking, and when a player is attacking, the because power play, only two fielders outside the 30-yard circle, so their intent is to attack. But these bowlers, what they have done is they have been using the conditions well. They got the movement, swing was there. We have seen amazing overs in the RCB bowling, and they have got the wickets. Wickets can dent the confidence of the team, and the whole approach itself changed. Because if you see in the power play, 4 wickets fell for Punjab, and then they should have actually changed the approach from there, because you save the wickets, get till 15 overs, 16 overs, and then you start to, hit and get to a decent score at least. They could have easily saved wickets and gotten to at least 150, 160. And I was seeing that because I saw Shashank Singh's wicket especially, and I didn't know how he could play such kind of a shot. He went for, he was trying to hit a six, and he was bowled by Suyash Sharma. So that kind of mentality, when they were already struggling, that they were 50 for five, and then 60 for six, and that's when Shashank Singh became out. How could he have done that? And it was just 8.2 overs. So I would say RCB's bowling was also having an advantage of Punjab's reckless batting, because they were, going after boundaries and going after reckless shots when they had all the time in the world to make a stable partnership and go for hitting in the end. So that was what I was feeling was lacking in Punjab. I think each of them, in the heat of the moment, they lost, that kind of a moral discrimination, what to do there and that kind of situation. And I think that's a mistake they will, rectify and come back stronger, when they play their next match. But RCB's bowlers have done a wonderful job, because once they took those 3 4 wickets, the other Punjab batsmen didn't know what to do. Mushir Khan came, he came as impact player, and he was gone in 3 balls without making any, not even a contribution, not even one run. So if you see this way, I think the spinners also, Suyash Sharma, as you have said, he was hit for a lot of runs in the previous matches, and he was not only using the conditions well, the lengths and the kind of balls he bowled. I was sitting with my family and seeing, even they were discussing that he was bowling really good kind of balls. So I think when it mattered the most for RCB, like this match mattered the most. The confidence will be really high if you go directly into the finals, and that's when all the bowlers together perform well. And as I've said, Hazelwood, he adds a lot of experience, because Hazelwood and Bhuvneshwar Kumar combined experience will guide a lot, especially Yash Dayal, who was, sometimes struggling. So he gained a lot from seeing them two bowling there. So overall, I think if the same 11 goes into the final for RCB, and I think that will be a really, confidence booster for them. They've gone directly to the finals, and the same 11, the same performance, real IPL, title contenders here.
Yeah, and rightly as you mentioned, it was reckless batting by Punjab Kings, I would say. Uh, I mean, if I were to ask you, was it too good from RCB, the bowling point of view, or too bad from Punjab Kings from a batting point of view? I would say it was both. I think you would agree with me as well, because Punjab Kings played really careless. They were really careless in their approach. They had a lineup of 11 batters. Who was coming at 11? Jamieson was coming at 11. He's a proper bowling all-rounder. He could bat. He could hit you some. He could get you some boundaries. And they had an impact player, Mushir Khan. So it was 11 batters out there. Each could get you some total. I think after 4 wickets or 5 wickets fell, I think it would have been very advisable to stick around there and get some sort of a partnership with where the batters play that anchor role, run a ball approach would have been better. I think they would have decently got at least to maybe 140 or 150, and maybe that would have been I mean, that would have given little competition to the challengers as well. And talking from, I think you forgot to mention that RCB bowlers, I think they bowled really brilliant in the power play. As you said, they made the most out of the conditions. And if you observe if you see the pitch map, only one ball was pitched in fuller length. All were in good length and short length, and that's how they got wickets. It is a proper test match kind of a length, and Hazelwood is going to do the same thing. What he does in test matches, he does in T20s. We have seen him over the years. And also Shreyas Iyer, his weakness against short ball is continuing. I'm sure that he has improved a lot over the years with this short ball approach. But if you see Hazelwood versus Shreyas Iyer in T20s, this is the fourth time Shreyas Iyer is getting out to Hazelwood. And I think, I mean, that ball, he tried to go straight down the ground. It was not necessary because it was almost a fourth or fifth stump line. That was really unnecessary from Shreyas Iyer. And also talking about Marcus Stoinis, I think he was going at a good strike rate. He was hitting 26 or 17. He was when at the time he got out 152 strike rate. I think he could have got slower when the spinners came. He didn't even read the Suyash Sharma's googly. Just went and cashed into the stumps. At least after following him, the batter Shashank Singh, he should have understood. There's some delivery called a googly. Shashank Singh also got out to got bowled by Suyash, and then Mushir Khan the same thing, and quick succession wickets fell. I think RCB were all over Punjab Kings, and I don't think there is so much more to discuss than this. Yeah, going to RCB's batting innings, they chased it down in uh, almost 10 overs, and Phil Salt gets his fourth half century of this season, and we have already talked about his impact in the RCB lineup. Virat Kohli is having a good season, is around 60 odd runs away from the orange cap. Mayank Agarwal did a good job. Rajat Patidar did well, and they completed the target in 10 overs. They could have gone slower because net run rate didn't matter at all here. So yeah, Maitreya, going forward to the finals, uh, how would you see RCB prepare for the finals? What would their mindset now be? Since they won this, they're going to be really chill about this. They're going to take a day off and get back together. And how relaxing or now, how do you think RCB's mindset, the team mindset, would be going into the finals now?
Yeah, so obviously they'll take a day off, enjoy because there are a lot of days left. But again, I think they'll be closely observing the other teams because the next few matches are important. And as per my predictions, like it can go wrong, but my gut feeling is like either Mumbai or Punjab, whoever. I think Mumbai or Punjab will play the eliminator, sorry, qualifier two,
Qualified to.
and
Yeah.
yeah, qualifier two, and whoever wins will play the finals with RCB. That's what I feel right now. So looking at that, both the teams are dangerous, and actually even GT, like if there's another possibility that GT comes. Even GT is a very dangerous team, even though CSK dismantled them in the last league match, but we can't underestimate them. So
But I want to
all
write off GT because Joss Butler isn't there. I just want to write it off. I don't think. I mean, it is still
yeah.
a strong team, but because podcasts are open to criticism and it's open to critics like us, I think I would write off GT from this.
Yes, yes. That's why even I didn't include GT in my first two preferences of qualifier two because obviously GT is lacking it, and we have seen that only in the last league game. So Mumbai, they're going headstrong, and that kind of they're giving you, when you look at Mumbai itself, you get some kind of vibes like they're going to try to grab the trophy from you. So they obviously will be watching Mumbai very closely. Punjab, they have fallen now, but we cannot underestimate Punjab because throughout the IPL season they have been performing, and Shreyas Iyer, as a captain, what he can do. He has been winning trophy after trophy in the domestic circuit, international circuit, everywhere. Wherever he is, he has been there till the finals. Almost all the trophies he has been winning. So Shreyas Iyer again will obviously make a strong comeback. And Mumbai Indians, obviously, they have got Hardik Pandya, Surya Kumar, Rohit Sharma, and Santner. Four all experienced captains they have, either internationally or former captains or whatever. So a lot on the table for them. So RCB, has got that advantage now to sit back and relax and make strategies and make sure that nothing goes wrong on their big day. So I think that will be their approach now.
Yeah, and also you forgot to include the Ricky pointing factor, the amount of the amount of vibes he gets into the Punjab Kings team. I think he has changed. He has revolutionized the team because they haven't even qualified to playoffs from the year 2014, and they get qualified. They come to qualifiers one, and I'm sure I'm thinking. I hope Punjab Kings come to the finals because Mumbai is any day scarier, and I am sure Chennai Super Kings fans and all others they don't want Mumbai to win another trophy. So I am sure about that. It's better
Yeah,
we don't get Mumbai to the finals. And Ricky Ponting and Shreyas Iyer, they make a good company. Come to the finals, bro. But we want this title. Just stay away from it. RCB wants this. And yeah, pretty much that. My predictions. I feel yeah, I've already said it. I don't want Mumbai Indians into the finals. So I will stick to Punjab Kings coming to the finals. Eliminated Mumbai wins. They come to qualify two. Punjab Kings win in qualified two and they come to the finals and RCB wins. Okay, let's not draw any predictions because our predictions when the auction happened, we predicted a lot of things and all of them almost have gone wrong because all of us agreed that RCB will not make it to the top four. All three of us, Rakesh sir, you and me, but it has made. We thought Sunrisers Hyderabad would be the champions, or they would be the champion team. They would be in top two. They haven't made. None of us expected Punjab Kings. I'm not sure what we talked about Punjab Kings. We were sure about Gujarat Titans. So, well, there's a lot with predictions that can go wrong. So, well, this is it for today. A raw episode and a very energetic one. So, I'm sure you'll all enjoy. And thank you, Maitreya, for coming. And we'll do this episode. We'll do the next episode tomorrow, which after the conclusion of the eliminator. So, uh, well, this brings you to the end of 89th episode of the Legends and Lads Cricket Podcast. I'm getting excited to move on to the 90s of this podcast. So, Maitreya, your final words moving on to the 90s of Legends and Lads Cricket Podcast.
yeah, obviously excited because this just shows that our passion for cricket has lasted through 90 episodes, and it will keep going on and on. So it's just exciting for us also, and we are excited that many people are getting back to us and staying with us throughout these many episodes also. So a lot of love for all of you who are listening there, and exciting for us also because it's, I think, almost from the lockdown era we have been doing this, and very happy that it's been continuing, and hopefully it will continue and continue and continue. So those are my words.
Yeah, well, that's it for today, boys. Guys, bye.